Welcome to today's video. I'm stoked because we're getting back into CRX stuff, but before we do that, I want to give you a little update on some of the other random cars around the shop. Evo, since this is a big LZ car sales page now, I already mentioned the Evo got sold, but I had a paint correction done on it, and it looks fantastic. I never got to see it without all the swirl marks in it. Kind of gonna make me miss it a little bit more now. Stoked on that. FD, good to go. This thing, which is part of the deal of the century, as I like to refer to it too, turned out to have a few more things that are going on with it than we originally expected. I did tell you guys I thought there was like some issue with the clutch. Pretty sure it's throwout bearing. Worst case scenario, after talking with Tommy, it might be like the input shaft bearing of the trans. It drives fine, but it just whines like crazy. It goes away when you push the clutch in. It kind of reminds me of a boat. If any of you guys have ever like dailied like a ski nautique, it kind of sounds like the prop on a ski nautique. But upon inspection, raising this thing up, it's actually very clean underneath for a 32. I'll show you guys. One of my favorite things is throwing a new car on the left because it's like a treasure hunt. I'll show you the bad, I'll show you the good. Bad, I don't like how this is mounted. The oil cooler is just like asking to get taken out by a speed bump. Both the outer axle boots are ruptured. We just had to do those on my R32. So the good thing is Sean's a pro at it. I just got to source them. No oil leaks. I love that. Rust-wise on the chassis, it's actually very clean. You can see a little bit of surface rust in this area on the pinch weld that's a little bit crushed. But overall, it's mostly just surface. And also, pretty cool fun fact, it has all Nismo arms in the rear, which I thought was pretty neat. Another cool thing too, the car has like OG Öhlins on it, so it has pretty good suspension. The fact that it's got all the arms, it's got like the subframe collars and stuff, this thing probably handles pretty well. That's it for GTR content though now. I'm really excited to work on my Honda. I do want to drive this thing though today, since I only got like a little tease of it and it felt really fast when I drove it, so I'm gonna see if it still feels really fast, and then we'll pull the trans to address that issue before I sell it. I'm gonna take this thing for a quick rip, just because I like didn't really get a full feel of how fast this is, and we're gonna try to put a butt dyno number to it, and then we'll hop in on the CRX. AC blows ice cold in this bit. The clutch is a little aggressive in this bit. Yeah. Let me not hit our new fiber internet that we're getting. Big changes to the compound. Gonna cost a fortune. They had to run fiber for like 30 miles, but we might be able to upload faster.
Might?
Anything and everything out here always sounds too good to be true. So I'm trying to not count my chickens before they lay eggs.
Give us the internet, please. Thank you.
I'm curious if it feels as fast the second time driving it. It feels like maybe 400 horsepower.
Yeah.
It's not crazy, but it feels pretty good.
It's nice. It's a good power band.
Will it hold up to a launch?
We'll see.
So here's the thing, right? People would probably think like, why would you abuse a car that you're trying to sell? I just want to make sure whoever buys this car isn't going to break it the first time they launch it. Turn off AC so we can get big power. My dad taught me that in the prelude. Yeah. Oh, also, just so you know, we're not trying to be like DJ right now. The seat belts just literally don't work with these seats.
Sorry, DJ.
I love DJ.
I know, I do.
But I'm a big seatbelt guy.
Yeah.
The clutch is aggressive, so I gotta be careful. Oh yeah. It moves. It's a good amount of power to have fun.
Yeah, for sure.
It pulls nice too. I didn't hear anything weird, no breakups.
No.
Seal of approval on engine, no leaks, pulls good. Now I just need to fix axle boot leaks and whiny trans. It actually isn't that whiny in the car, if I'm being honest.
Fancy carbon hydro dip in here.
Shut the f up.
Pretty nice.
Shut the f up. Dude, we got trucks coming everywhere.
Yeah, we're not safe. We can't, we're losing ground.
So we need more concrete. I noticed it has this little thing that tells you how much timing the motor has. It's kind of cool. In case you want to know while you're driving. Useful information. She rips. Good car.
Yeah.
Guys, this is probably not your last reminder. Clean Culture this weekend, Saturday, bringing up the green S15. Colette's bringing her 3-rotor. Both of us are driving his S15. All the homies are coming out. You're gonna want to be there. Tickets are in the description. Don't sleep. We're gonna ride along. We're gonna have merch. You might get shot with one of those little gel blaster things. It's gonna be a grand old time. I'm not going anywhere until you get a ticket. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of interesting looking for parts for the CRX. It's very hard for me to decipher what's good quality and what's not good quality, because even the nice stuff for these Hondas is actually really cheap. So I reached out to a friend of mine, Adam, who I don't know if he has a CRX, but I think he has a, what is it, an EF?
Yeah.
That's essentially the same thing.
Yep.
And I already knew the biggest thing to getting a front wheel drive car to rotate is having a sway bar, and there's no sway bar in the rear. So I tried to get the gnarliest, nicest rear sway bar, since that is basically key to making this car drive how I want it to drive. Thick little sway bar, probably weighs more than the entire car.
Yeah, not doing very well on your weight savings there, bud.
Yeah, don't mind me. And I always wondered what these things were. You know, when you like go up behind a Civic on the street, I used to think that meant it was fast when you're like behind the car and you see the thing bolted on.
I don't remember what those are called, because I had one on my Civic a long time ago too. I know the old school brand is like Beats bar.
Really?
But
I think this one has to do with this sway bar kit.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna check back in once I figure out how the f all this stuff works.
It's basically just a brace. That's all it is.
So I feel like bracing the subframe to this extent is kind of overkill, but we're also going to be putting like all the entire weight of the car on one of these little arms. So I guess it makes sense with a sway bar. If you don't know how a sway bar works, it's kind of interesting. It basically ties two arms together. So when you're doing like forward and back, like let's say you go over a bump, you have your true spring rate. But when you put all the load on one side, what the sway bar does is it tries to lift up this arm as you're compressing on this side. So I don't want to say you're effectively doubling your spring rate, because there's a lot more math that goes into that, but that allows you to basically have this spring be stiffer when you're putting weight on one wheel, so you can have a little bit more like stiff side to side while still having like good feel front to back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
It always confused me, and then it made sense. Now I gotta drill into my trunk. Oh, me. Oh, I have to take the wheel off. Peter! My dude! Come here. You wanna work on a Civic with me, buddy? The lazy way never wins. It normally makes me cringe so much to have to drill any holes in any chassis. This was sick. And honestly, shout out to Honda. They used so little metal that it was so quick. Also, shout out to the side. This thing is sick. No, I think it'll fit. It's gonna be a little tricky because of the exhaust.
Torque wrenching.
When it comes to drifting, which this is the equipment for,
You're trying
very seriously.
Purposely trying to drift this front wheel drive car.
I know, it's like there's like an infinite supply of rear wheel drive cars, but I'm so set on drifting front wheel drive with the compound. I'm pretty sure I like read in the comments that people only like watching drifting videos, so that's why I'm really trying to make the CRX a drift car.
So that's why we don't go to the firm anymore.
These arms will replace, I had these joints were bad and I didn't want to replace with OEM junk that was going to fail again, especially at higher camber levels. So now we have adjustable camber, and then we also have replacements for these stock bushings that were blown out on one side, and these are brass. So should be ready for all the tours. I thought all Hondas just had sloppy gas pedals, but I found the problem right here. So Marco's gonna whip us up a fancy new bracket. I mean, we could just tighten this probably for now, but I feel like if I touch it, it's gonna break. Do I dare try?
Sure.
Marco's pretty nice with the easy out. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that bolt too long.
Yep. I notice a lot of you guys don't like the fact that I leave tire stickers on. Let me let you in on a little secret. If I take this tire sticker off, when this car moves in the shop, it creates this glue on the floor, impossible to get off. So you leave the sticker on, you go outside, you do a burnout, and there's no mess. It's great. These are NTO 5s. NTO 1s would probably be a little too absurd on this car. It would be like it was on full race slicks, and it would probably be a little too fast. So NTO 5s are like a very sporty and sticky tire without it being too loose. And I find that they have good feedback, so I thought it'd be a good fit for the good old CRX. I'm gonna be running the Wed Sport wheels, but they're getting powder coated right now. So in the meantime, we're rocking these. I think these are, someone told me what they were. They're either ESR or XXR, one of the two. I'm gonna sell them.
Something like
Someone
that.
told me I could probably get like $400 for them.
Come on.
I know. Also, exciting news. We officially have word that on Friday we will be able to let you guys know who won the Red Chaser. Thank you for being patient. It took them a little bit longer than usual. We had a lot of entries. We're trying to do everything legit, so Friday. It's been cringy seeing all this surface rust, so I'm just gonna sand it down and throw some primer over it. So until this car gets to paint, we'll at least have a little bit more protection. There shouldn't be any more play. I checked every wheel, so it should hopefully not rattle at all anymore.
Hopefully.
I'm not that naive. There's a store coming, and its name is CRX. You got me a half-face helmet. I think this thing's gonna be nutty. All right, guys. Let's see how she handles it. It's gonna be interesting. I haven't driven this thing in a while. See if it rotates. No rotation just yet. Might need to air up the rears a little more. Oh, it's starting to rain. Oh, sketchy rain. I can't see. Got windshield wipers? Oh, 1,000 horsepower. The balance is still a little favoritive of the front. Do you notice it's raining?
Yeah.
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 We got exhaust knock. It's good.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary sticky, honestly. I'm gonna go air up the rears, then we'll try again. I'm a f***ing idiot. I never hooked up the sway bar. I put it on the ground and I forgot the last step to put the end link in because you're supposed to do it on the ground. So that was the same. No wonder it felt the same.
Sean popping up perfectly.
God, I guess that'll be our baseline. Now the sway bar is attached. Will it slide? Let us find out. It's a little wet out. Well, you know, turn on, car. Will it rotate? Oh yes, we have rotation. It does it a little bit. Let me come this way. Need to master the trail brake. Almost. It's tougher than it looks. I might need to air the rear up even more. Take number 3, AV PSI in the rear tires. There we go! Drifto boy! Oh, buddy! Oh, buddy! Possible now. Oh, I forgot to push the clutch in on that one. Yo, it works sick.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's actually like a lot easier to drive too. It's just weird because my brain always wants a counter steer. I'd say I'd give you a ride, pal, but there's no seat for you. Weight savings. I was trying to do the thing they taught me in rally school where you like hold left foot brake the whole time, but I think that's more of a dirt technique. We'll have to take this thing off-roading to try that. I definitely got a couple slides though in the puddle.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn, dude. I don't understand the hype behind rear-wheel drive cars anymore, honestly. Got me excited and told me my rear tires were smoking. So in that 5 minutes of fun, I figured out that when you're trying to drift front wheel drive cars, obviously I knew that you don't want to counter steer because then that like you up. But if I kept my hands on the wheel and resisted the urge to counter steer and just floored it instead, it worked. And like doing the little like Honda throttle that my dad taught me when I was younger and he was pulling into parking lot spaces like that really really helped like maintain control around the big sweepers. All right, so what's next for the CRX? It needs paint. I think that's like the next big thing, but the paint's gonna come after the car gets caged. I'm gonna have Bill do a cage in it just mainly for safety more than anything, as much as I'd like for it to be lightweight. He's gonna be out of town, so the car won't be able to get caged for like 2 or 3 weeks. So the project's kind of at a standstill. I could start prepping the interior and stuff. Mechanically, there's a few more things, like making a battery bracket, putting a better intake on it and stuff. But I think mechanically, like it drives how I want it to drive now. I just need to test it out in the dry and like really figure out a course. But let me know if and what you guys want to see anything more on this, because it's very hard to decide now because there's so many like little projects going on, which one to like dedicate the most time to when I do have free days. But anyway, I had fun learning how to kind of get this thing to rotate. I'm excited to drive it in the dry, and I hope you guys enjoy this video.